Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of the Foolish Fish News for all your updates on esoteric and occult book publishing and paraphernalia and art and events. And we're starting off this week with the Carfax Monographs. So Fulgur Press make some announcements once in a while, and every time they do, it kind of explodes. Everyone's very, very excited, and this one's no different. It's Kenneth and Steffi Grant's monographs, which were limited to 100 copies back in the 1940s, and Fulgur Press are making them available once again. So we'll be able to pre-order that in September for a November publication. Really looking forward to more details on this. I'm sure it'll be just as wonderful as everything else that Fulgur Press do. Moving on to the Necromanteia Vol.2. So those of you who've got Volume 1, of course, will all be very interested in this one. But I was just looking at the table of contents, and there's some interesting things there. Do check that out down in the details. I'll leave a link naturally. I was also interested to see that the deluxe edition, retailing at $150 which, believe it or not, is actually quite cheap for a deluxe edition, limited to 13 copies. Seems to include an altar tapestry and a necklace. So we can see the necklace right here, I guess, and that mat right there. Unfortunately, it's I'm not able to see the full picture. It just cuts there. I guess it's just the way the website is made, right? But nevertheless, it seems to be. I don't know if that's leather or faux leather. Hard to say. All right. If you're interested in necromancy, this could be one for you. All right, moving on to Miskatonic books. Well, Miskatonic books, as you know, are probably the US's the world's number one provider of occult books. It's an extraordinary website. If you haven't checked it out, you must check it out. And they are having a sale. Larry Roberts, the owner of, or one of the co-owners at least of Miskatonic Books, sent me an email just literally seconds before I started recording here, saying that there is a Labor Day sale starting Friday at 8 p.m. So that's Friday tomorrow at the time of recording, right? So if you're a member watching this 24 hours before everyone else, not today, starts on Friday the 3rd of September at 8 p.m. EST, and it ends on Monday at 8 p.m. EST. And so it's 15% off everything that's in stock, using the code FALL15. That's let me see, I can write it here for you. FALL 15 right there. So capital letters for fall and then 15. So starting Friday evening, finishing Monday evening, 8 p.m. EST. They've got it all. They've got all the good ones anyway. In the ones that are still in print, of course, but also many books that are no longer in print. They're a great resource. There we go. Moving on to the Magical Knowledge Trilogy, which is getting a Kindle edition. There was previously a Kindle edition of the 3 individual books of the Magical Knowledge Trilogy by Josephine McCarthy. Of course, I reviewed this just a couple of weeks ago. You can check out my review if you haven't seen it. So now it's getting a single release of all the updated material in there, and it's $7.99, which I think is incredible. I mean, $8 for all of that knowledge and guidance, and you're not going to get that kind of value for money many times in your life. This really is something quite spectacular. If you're thinking of getting the hardcover, but worried about the actually very low $35 price point. You do not miss out on this. All right, moving on to Jason Miller's upcoming book, Consorting with Spirits. So, many great fans of Jason Miller out there who already no doubt know about this upcoming book. Coming up on May 1st, 2022, so a few months left to wait for. But it's what interested me was that Matt Oren, the lauded author of Psychic Witch, she got all of those awards last year, is going to be writing the foreword. So that's something to look forward to. I think that this is a great topic for a book. So thank you, Jason Miller, for suggesting it. Your Guide to Working with Invisible Allies. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. All right, moving on to a book by David Thompson. Now, I don't know David Thompson. I don't like that cover at all, although the fact that it's independently published means that I can absolutely forgive it. What's interesting for me here is that the book comes accompanied with this workbook, and I think that workbooks are something kind of great for beginners, at least. I feel like a lot of magicians come to the practice out of a desire to, not be told what to do. But I know that also that there's quite a lot of fear in the early days for beginner practitioners, particularly around the idea of doing something wrong and then, having something horrific happen to you. I mean, Hollywood doesn't help in that respect. I think that the idea of a companion workbook is a great idea. I don't know what the quality of this is. I haven't bought it. It's probably much easier for you guys living in the US or in the UK to get hold of this. A little less easy for me here in Central Europe. Pardon me, but it might be within a price point for some of you where you'd be willing to check out what it's actually like. As I say, I think that that's quite a nice idea. All right, this is one that I was quite excited to show you about, the 44 planetary seals of King Solomon. So some of you may remember the review that I made, 8-9 months ago, of Frater Setnak's 72 Angels of Shem HaMephorash coins. Frater Setnak actually reached out to me thanking me for that review that I made, and he sent me two little previews, which I don't know if I'm really going to be able to do them justice by holding them up to the camera, but I'll show you some pictures. There we go. From just down below here, you'll be able to see some close-ups. But I can tell you from direct experience that these are really, really nice. They are nice and weighty. They're very beautiful, actually, and they are significantly larger than the 72 angel coins. And you can see right here a comparison between the two. I am particularly interested to find out what kind of working Frater Setnak sets up for us, because with the 72 angels, working with coins isn't a normal traditional thing with the angels, and but the ritual that he suggested, the ritual that he prepared for us in the little booklet that accompanied the coins, was really, really nice. So I'm kind of yeah, very interested to know what kind of ritual, what kind of process he is proposing for us right here. So you can see the all-in pledge here is quite pricey, although I would say that since you'd be getting 44 of these coins, stamped on the back, by the way, with the sigil of the planet that the seal relates to, right? But this actually includes the wooden box as well as the deck of cards. You can get the coins and the deck of cards without the box for $123 pounds, I beg your pardon, which I think is I think that's the right price point. I'd be surprised if he's making much of a margin on that, to be honest. The materials that he's using, I can imagine it's also taken quite a long time to prepare all the molds and stuff. I think that's actually a reasonable price. Now, the thing that's exciting, of course, is, well, yes, the presentation of the whole thing, having all 44 coins, this beautiful craftsmanship, but also, as I say, the ritual itself. So I'm very excited to find out what that's going to be like. Right, well, more details on that as we get closer to completion. You can see that you can buy just 4 random coins for £30, or the deck of 44 cards, which I would imagine that you would probably have access to to whatever ritual he's prepared for us with just that. There's available a canvas meditation mat. This is cool. You can buy 2 velvet trays if you're getting the box, the wooden box. You can buy 2 velvet trays for the angel coins, so that you can add your angel coins, if you have the angel coins, to the 44 seals of Solomon. So that's very cool, the 44 talismans there. So at the moment we're looking at, he is about halfway funded. Fingers crossed, right? Best of luck, Frater Setnak, and some of you may very well be interested. Let's move on to a recommendation by a member, Said. Thank you so much for recommending this on the Foolish Fish Discord chat server. So it's a Saami Oracle deck. So if I just scroll down here, we can see that the Saami are the indigenous Northern Europeans or Scandinavians. So these are divination symbols, which are universal within their religion, which is animistic, polytheistic, and shamanic. They seem to be just traditional symbols from the very early northern Europeans, and that will no doubt be of interest to some of you watching. Let's move on to some of the events that I found for you this week. Watkins Books, you know that they put out webinars almost every week now, and the one that is next week, so September 9th, is going to be Samuel David, the author of Rod and Ring, which is what I'm currently reading. And I can tell you straight away that this... Well, I haven't read the whole book yet. I'll keep my judgment for when I actually make the full review. But from what I've read so far, this is the best thing that Anathema Publishing have published to date. It's great. It's great. I'm really, really enjoying it. And Samuel David is giving a free talk for anyone who would like to join. You just need to go to the page linked down below, add your name and email address and register, and download Zoom if you haven't done so already, and join the webinar. Watkins Books usually make those webinars available on YouTube about a month to a month and a half after they're made. But yeah, if you want to be right there while the webinar is happening live, then that's a free thing for anyone to do. Another event that I found here is the Embassy of the Free Mind. So this particular one here, 9th of September, online and offline lecture, Alchemical Symbolism in Psychoanalysis by Hans van der Hoof. And it's a presentation of alchemy through Carl Jung. And that seems like a very interesting one to join. The prices are very reasonable. The online one is €12.50 or $15. If you're a student, it becomes a little cheaper. But I think that's a very, very reasonable price for an informed lecture on alchemy in Jung's thought. And the final event that I found for you here is Inayatiya. I hope I pronounced that right. Re-entry. So 1 day alchemical retreat, and this is this is actually an online event. It's usually not an online event, but obviously in current situations they've decided to do it online this year. It's $60 or $30 if you can't afford $60. And it's an all-day event, an all-day alchemical retreat. That seems very exciting to me, very interesting, a really nice idea, and I'm curious to see how it can work online. But I can absolutely imagine it working very well. So yeah, if you're curious about that, then yeah, check out the links down below, as with everything else, and you can check out inayatiya.org. Maybe there'll be more details there for you. Finally, my board game of the week is ThreeTale, which looks like a really nice RPG in a box. It's cooperative. It's for 1 player or 3 players, which I think is interesting. The idea is that if there are 3 players, then it creates a nice dynamic, or you can be alone playing 3 characters. Apparently being two players doesn't create such a nice dynamic, but I think that the artwork looks really nice. The feel of the thing looks really nice. It looks quite airy. I think you possibly may agree. I like the theme. I like the artwork. I think that a lot of the flavor text looks very exciting. It looks like an understated role-playing game that runs itself. That's what it looks like. Many of these role-playing games are just so ham-fisted with their massive monsters and so on and so forth, he says as he scrolls down this dude. But it looks refined is what it looks. So yeah, who knows if you're into role-playing games and board games and miniature games, then this may be something that you want to check out. A little adventure, or a big adventure, in a box. There we go. Thanks ever so much for watching. As always, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and yeah, let me know if there's anything that you have on your radar that I haven't spotted yet down in the comments. And yeah, see you very, very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.